Hi guys, I'm Juliana, your automotive woman, and this week I'm reviewing the 2022 Kia Carnival. So first I'll take you for a walk around, have a closer look at that interior, finish it off with a test drive. But don't forget to connect with me on social media because you definitely don't want to miss any behind the scenes action. Yes, the Kia Carnival is technically a minivan, but it's not your typical minivan which is offered by rivals Toyota, Chrysler, or Honda. No, this is what Kia refers to as a multi-purpose vehicle and replaces the decades-old Sedona. All new features include LED lights up front and in the rear on select models, refreshed exterior styling with a new extended chassis allowing for more cargo and luggage space, optional 17-inch alloy or 19-inch gloss black wheels, outstanding driver-assisted technology, and a class-leading 3.5-liter V6 8-speed automatic transmission which produces 290 horsepower with 262 pound-feet of torque. And currently, the Carnival is only offered in front-wheel drive. Chances are, if you are in the market for a multi-purpose vehicle or a larger vehicle in general, you have a very large family or a very active one. So, towing capability and safety is important to you, and this is where I'll start. In the Carnival, you will receive no less than 7 standard airbags, 2 of which are side curtains. And then you also receive stability control, traction control, and ABS braking as a standard. And then depending on which trim level you choose to purchase, I recommend the EX trim or above, you'll also receive the majority of Kia's driver-assisted technology. This includes features such as forward collision warning with light braking, lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring, a rear view camera. But when you choose to purchase the SX trim or SX Prestige in the US, you also receive a video blind spot monitoring, the best driver-assisted technology in the industry. And this is when you turn on your turning signals, left or right, doesn't matter. A video is projected through your driver cluster and you'll be able to see what's beside you. This is the best driver-assisted technology in the industry. I wish it was standard in all trim levels. Also, with the SX and SX Prestige, you'll receive a 360-degree bird's eye view camera with zoom-in capabilities. As for towing, this is important. 3,500 pounds. And then your payload capacity on top with roof rails, you can also carry an additional 165 pounds. Smart Trunk is another favorite feature of mine because it doesn't require you to kick to open your power liftgate. Instead, with your Kia key fob in hand and with Smart Trunk activated within your infotainment system, simply approach the rear of your Carnival, wait a couple seconds, and your power liftgate will automatically open for you. And then, if you want to set the height of your power liftgate, then hold it in place. Hold the button on the left-hand side, wait for the beeps, and it automatically sets for you. Then Kia suggests that overall cargo capacity is class-leading, and it's impressive when you choose the trim level that allows you to completely take the second and third row seats out. Also, laying down the third row seats is pretty easy, and Kia makes it even easier for you by illustrating how to do it. It took me about 2 tries to do it nice and smoothly. But what I really appreciate is how deep it is back here. So if you have to leave your third row seats up, you can stack so many items. If you require some more space, well, there's more space on the side with 2 additional pockets with a lot of space. It's impressive. And then on the right-hand side, I love this. You have a traditional 3-prong outlet with a 12-volt port as well. And then in Canada, we receive a temporary spare tire. For my US viewers, ask your Kia representative because you either receive a spare or a tire mobility kit. smart trunk is not the only smart door available to you. Again, going through your infotainment system, you have to make sure the feature is activated, but you also have smart sliding doors on either side, and this is with your Kia key fob and hand pocket or purse. Approach either side and they will automatically slide open for you. Now, this is where it gets impressive, this interior. So in the Carnival, you have the option of an 8-seat passenger configuration or 7-seat passenger configuration when you choose to purchase the SX trim in Canada or SX Prestige in the US. You receive something called VIP lounge chairs, and the only thing I can compare those chairs to is first class on Air Canada. Now, the only downside of those particular chairs are it's a little bit awkward to get into the third row and they're not removable. But if this was my Kia, this is exactly how I would design it, and that is with the 8-seat passenger configuration and the bench. Because if you're familiar with my channel, you know I prefer captain's chairs, but with this bench seat option, it gives you the illusion because the middle section is completely foldable, and when you fold it, as you can see, you have a makeshift table and more room for storage as well. I love this. And parents, you can actually take this section, flip it around, so then you can put your child seat here as well. What's also nice is this front seat moves, and why I really like that feature is because if you have small kids, adults or kids can reach each other. Then connectivity is amazing. You have it on the sides of the seats. Behind the center console, you have again a traditional 3-prong outlet and a 12-volt. Underneath, you have some extra room for storage. I just wish it was actually a removable garbage bin. That's the only thing this van is missing, and maybe a small refrigerator. But the other impressive feature that I like a lot is passenger view. So you actually have a camera view projected back here, so parents or adults can monitor what's going on. Kia, next time though, what you need is another view on the back projecting this way, because if you do have a baby seat, remember baby seats go that way, right? So you actually need 2 views to monitor what's going on. But for me, 8-seat passenger configuration is the way to go. Now, storage pretty good behind both front seats. On the side, only have your cup holders. Entertainment systems, check to see what trim level this is available on. I think it's EX and above. But why this is great is because there's no Wi-Fi hotspotting, which I'm fine with, because through the infotainment systems you receive Netflix, Twitch, YouTube. This is great. So it keeps everybody back here entertained. In addition, and this is my last comment, these seats can completely move forwards, backwards, and they recline a lot. As for that third row, just like second row passengers, third row guests also receive sun blockers on either side. But it's the overall space that's available, which is so impressive. Remember, I'm an adult, 5'3", 127 pounds. I'm not gonna sit back here, and I'm so comfortable. And the most impressive feature back here is how far these back seats can recline. It really is comfortable. I promise you, no child or young teenager will complain. Then there's also additional connectivity on both sides, more space for cups, bottle holders, storage, and again, 8-passenger configuration. I love the fact that this middle section you can lay down and it's just a shared table. This is fantastic. I also like, from a safety standpoint, Kia provides you with safe exit assist as well as rear seat monitoring to make sure when you leave your vehicle, everybody has actually exited. Last mention about this key fob, you also receive a remote starter across all trims, and that essentially allows you to preheat or cool your cabin prior to getting in. But to use this, you have to make sure all doors are locked first and then immediately hold the hold button and then wait for it to start. Now, I have the SX trim in the US. In Canada, this would be the EX Plus trim. So I'll take you for a tour. If you choose to purchase the SX or SX Prestige, you also receive 2 smaller sunroofs. So if you prefer a sunroof or a moonroof, ask your Kia representative about that. But regardless, if you have the synthetic seats like I do or the premium leather, you can get the same combinations and it looks fantastic. But these seats are power operated, heated and ventilated. Make sure you look at your trim levels. To use the heated or ventilation functions, that's located down here. The steering wheel is also heated, but in Canada, I believe it's EX trim and above. In the US, it's SX Prestige. The overall design is nice and it's pretty easy to use. On the left-hand side, you have your voice commands, your Bluetooth, and your radio functionality. In the SX or SX Prestige, you also receive the upgraded Bose audio sound system, and EX trims and above, you receive Sirius XM. Speak to your representative to see if that's for 3-month complimentary trial or for 1 year. Then on the right-hand side, this is where you'll find your smart adaptive cruise settings. It's semi-autonomous. If you don't like all the beeping or all the lane keep assist, some of the shortcut buttons for your adaptive cruise control is over here on this side, and you'll just right away be able to turn those features on and off. Now in this particular model, I only have the driver cluster, which is a blend of analog and digital. In the SX trims, this will be fully digital. But to customize just the center panel, use the button on the right-hand side. For this infotainment system, it's over 12 inches. It's simple to use. It's completely swipe through. Go through your settings feature, look for the vehicle. This is where you'll be able to set up most of those smart features for you. Also, you'll have passenger view. This is where you'll be able to see what's going on with second and third row passengers. Then you have passenger talk available in the second row and up here, so it makes it easier for everybody to communicate and you don't have to yell. And then you also have quiet mode too if you have rear seat passengers and they're, you know, in their entertainment zone or sleeping. Just hit quiet mode, and then front seat passengers can continue to listen to their radio and not interrupt anybody. But all this is super easy to use. I featured it multiple times. Also, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay is standard. Navigation is standard in the EX trims and above, and EX trims and above, you receive wireless mobile charging. That's fantastic. Speaking about more connectivity, great up here as well. Even storage, much better up front. You even have a side pocket by the front passenger leg. And then even your center console here. This is the only thing I want, is more garbage bins, like removable garbage bins, because we know in multi-purpose vehicles or in minivans, it gets messy in here fast. I just wish that could be removable, and then, you know, it's not as cluttered, not as messy in here. But it is tri-zone climate controlled. Up here you have the 2 individual and then second row passengers. Your climate panel is on top of the roof on the right hand side. Lastly, driving modes, there's 4. There's Eco, Normal, Sport, and Smart. You can change all of those on the fly using this button down here that says Drive Mode. That said, now let's hit the road so I can provide you with my final driving impressions from this past week. I love this vehicle, but the challenge for me now becomes, do I purchase this or the Telluride? A vehicle I've actually recommended to multiple friends and to my own family. This has been such a pleasure to drive. It's so smooth. There's so much space, right? And that second row, I would definitely go for this configuration because I love that bench. I love the fact that you can turn it into a table. I love the overall visibility. Visibility out the front is great, but Kia, do me a favor. You have to make your video blind spot monitoring system standard. Why should you make that standard? Because it's the best driver assisted technology on the market, in my opinion. But in larger vehicles like this, especially when you're towing something as well, just having that extra view that you can see through your driver cluster would be so beneficial. So that's the only thing. Like, please, Kia, make your video blind spot monitoring standard. And then your passenger view mode, add an additional angle, but pointing the opposite direction. So you can see this way, because remember, child seats, you have to flip those around. There's that, and then across the board, every single manufacturer, when you have a SUV, a minivan, you need to put more removable garbage bins in your vehicles, because I mean, it becomes a disaster in here quickly. That would be really convenient. Also, what I love about this vehicle is all the connectivity. Nobody has to share, nobody's going to be arguing, so that's convenient as well. I think the only thing that I would change is I would make an all-wheel drive option. You need all-wheel drive in Canada. Somewhere in the southern US, front-wheel drive is fine, but in Canada, please. I know you give me stability control, traction control, all those things, but all-wheel drive is going to be beneficial. But what I like to do in all my videos is recommend a test drive, because test drives are complimentary. So I'll provide links down below so you can find your closest Kia dealership. But for now, I'm Juliana, your automotive woman. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss How To Tuesday or Feature Car Friday. Thanks for watching, guys.